Yo, it's your boy Steve from Straight Fire Picks. We're back with your best bets for Major League Baseball Divisional Saturday here on October 4th, 2025 on Saturday. We got 4 picks in this video that I think are great value bets here for this Major League Baseball slate. We're going to have a lot of fun here today. We're going to have our parlay, and let's lock in and get a sweep here in the playoffs.
Well, my presence isn't real. It's another bad one like this is scale. It's straight fire. All my bets straight from. You're in the house that Cap made now. Straight fire.
As always, my friends, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We are on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Appreciate all of your guys' support as always. Let's have a big day here today in Major League Baseball. Make sure you guys don't forget, we got all of our NFL content live, or at least some of our NFL content live. We got our NFL spreads and totals video. We'll have our NFL best bets video for week number 5, covering the 1 and 4 o'clock games. That'll be live around noon today, so make sure you guys check that out. And then we'll also have our Sunday night football video coming out later tonight at 8 p.m. So make sure you guys check that out. Those times are all Eastern time, so keep that in mind. All right, let's do a quick recap from our last baseball episode on Thursday. We ended up going 1-3. Another disappointing day for us, guys. We've been in a little bit of a slump to open the playoffs, which obviously is not good. But we did cash the Chicago Cubs first 5 innings minus 0.5 run line. That was plus value. They ended up leading after 5, 2-0. So fairly easy cash on that one. Then we missed out of the 3 plays, missed the over in the Yanks game. The rookie Schlittler pitched amazing, had one of the most dominant performances in postseason history for a rookie. He was unbelievable, pitched 8 innings strong. Pretty gross, guys. He completely shut the Red Sox down. And then Trevor Story and Aaron Judge, obviously over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Neither one of these guys gets there. Just disappointing on that. And then Parker Meadows under 0.5 hits. I had a bad feeling his first plate appearances. He got moved from 1st to 9th, which was great for us. We got a lot of extra equity there on his under and hits because he got moved to the bottom of the lineup. And I had a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. I'm like, you know what? This guy in his first at bat's probably going to get a single just because. And he did. So it's been that way in the playoffs so far. So we did make a lot of adjustments today. But yeah, that was pretty gross. Obviously, I'm like, at least get me to the second at bat. At least give us, an opportunity. And he didn't want to do that. So it is what it is. But like I said, we made a lot of adjustments today. Things are going to be quite different with our plays, but still going to be able to hopefully make some money here today. As far as our comment cappers, we had lit picks calling Jose Ramirez and Cody Bellinger to each record a base hit. He cashes that, so we'd love to see that. So great call there from lit picks. Make sure you guys don't forget to drop your favorite pick down below in the comment section. Put a star or an asterisk next to your pick, and we'll include your pick in our next video if it hits. So just keep that in mind. And then one last thing, just check out the links here at the channel. Membership, merchandise, social media links. Those are all down below in the pinned comment description. Without further ado, let's get after it today, guys. Let's get right into our picks. At number 1, we're going Nico Hoerner under 1.5 bases, parlayed with Freddie Freeman under 1.5 bases, plus 131 odds on DraftKings, risking a unit here. So yeah, we're looking more to the unders here. Especially in the postseason with things tightening up and with teams, matching up hitters and making life very difficult on the hitters. So we are gonna. I do like the spots here for both these guys today. Nico Hoerner is under in 59% of games this season, 59% on the road to the under. Obviously, if he's gonna get this done, he's likely gonna have to get 2 hits. He's not a power guy in particular. He's a guy that hits a lot of singles. So if he ends up hitting his bases prop, he's probably going to have to get 2 hits, which honestly kind of makes us feel good in that sense. Like I said, Hoerner under 59% of games, 59% on the road to the under. He's a career 3 for 25 off of Freddie Peralta with 3 walks. That's a 120 batting average. Which the walks are also helpful to us as well. It's worth knowing. If he comes up and walks every time, perfectly fine with that. You don't get any bases for walks, so we love to see that. That's since 2021. Hoerner's splits are also much worse versus righty pitching than versus left. He's batting 275 versus righty pitching, which is still solid, but he's hitting well over 300 versus lefties. So we're getting the more advantageous split. And Peralta also is very tough on right-handed batters, allowing just a 181 average to right-handed batters. Meanwhile, for Freddie Freeman, he's under in 54% of his games, 54% under on the road. Career 1 for 11 off of Christopher Sanchez since 2021, so we like seeing that. Freddie Freeman, 291 average versus lefty pitchers, which is slightly worse than what he is versus righties. But Sanchez has been really tough on lefty batters, allowing just a 189 average to lefty batters. So after Freeman let us down the last game, we took him over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. The last game, I'm like, we got to find a way to get our money back with him. And I think this is a good spot here to do it against the lefty Sanchez. I think fading him makes a lot of sense today. So do love it there, guys. For our number 1 pick, we're going Nico Hoerner under 1.5 bases. Parlay with Freddie Freeman under 1.5 bases. This is plus 131 odds here on DraftKings. Okay, and at number 2, we got Jazz Chisholm under 0.5 hits here for the New York Yankees. We got plus 130 odds here on Caesars. So first, let me say the value on this is absolutely terrific. You guys know from watching Jazz Chisholm, he's a high strikeout candidate. And he's up against Kevin Gausman today. Obviously, he's a great strikeout pitcher. And if you look at the career numbers, Jazz Chisholm has a career 0 for 17 off of Kevin Gausman since 2021 with 5 strikeouts. So, obviously, Chisholm is not fare well versus Gausman. The splits are also very advantageous. Chisholm batting just 240 versus righty pitching. Gausman allowing just a 210 average to lefty bats. So Gausman has actually been particularly hard on lefty bats, which is kind of, a little more strange, seeing as how he's a right-handed pitcher. But like I said, yeah, he's been very tough on lefty bats. And Chisholm obviously hits down a bit here in the order, which you like to see that as well. So, max, you should see, maximum 4 bats from Chisholm, but you could see just 3 if things go really well, which obviously would be ideal in this particular spot. And he could potentially get pinch hit for too, because he's not a great hitter overall, like average-wise. So he's the type of guy that definitely could get hit for in a clutch situation if they have a righty bat on the bench today. The Yankees do have a lot of lefty bats, so it is kind of interesting as far as that goes. But I really do like the spot, guys. I think, in the playoffs, you're noticing, offenses, for the most part, have struggled to get going. Pretty much all the offenses have struggled to get going and get hits. So despite missing on Parker Meadows the other day, I think Chisholm's a great guy to take on an under and hits. Like I said, he's not a guy that hits for a high average, and obviously we could see him go under here today. So do love it there, guys. For number 2 pick, we got Jazz Chisholm under 0.5 hits here for the New York Yankees, plus 130 odds here on Caesars. Okay, and at number 3, we got George Kirby over 6.5 strikeouts here for the Seattle Mariners. We got minus 109 odds here on DraftKings. So really like this spot for George Kirby in game 1 here versus the Tigers. Tigers, if you've been following them this year, they're one of the highest strikeout teams in all of baseball. They strike out quite a bit. And Kirby here, I think, is going to be able to get after it here in this home start. Last time he played the Tigers, just 6 strikeouts, but just 5 innings pitched. He didn't pitch particularly well that game. And in his first bundle of starts, he really didn't pitch well. So he's kind of found his form here at the end of the season. I mean, he closed out the season with 31 strikeouts in his last 3 starts. So he has found his form, which is key here. And also, guys, the Mariners are going to want to get him deeper into the game here in game 1. Obviously, you don't want to blow your bullpen in game 1 very early in the series. You definitely want to preserve that bullpen for when you desperately need it. And Kirby, like I said, with him being their game 1 starter, they're going to want to get him deep into the game. His outs line is projected at 17.5 for 1-to-1 values. So the books really think he's got a good shot to go 6 innings today, which if he pitches into the 6th, I think will be good here. I really do. Even with 5 innings, I think he'll have a good chance here to get this done. I think he'll have the strikeout pitches here working today versus this Tigers lineup. Tigers really, from at the end of the season, did not close the season well as a lineup, right? They were 27th at WRC plus versus righty pitching over the last 30 games. And there's been a lot of swing and miss, like I said, in that lineup. One of the highest strikeout teams in baseball as far as that goes. Third in K percentage over the last 30 games. So that's obviously very good for us. I think I would love to see Kirby, pitch deep into this game, and I think he will. Just given, like I said, given the situation, you got to preserve that bullpen. So love it there, guys. For number 3 pick, we got George Kirby, over 6.5 strikeouts here for the Seattle Mariners. Minus 109 odds here on DraftKings. Okay, and finally, at number 4, we're rocking the under 7.5 runs in the Yankees-Blue Jays game. Plus 115 odds on ESPN Bet. So the books, looks like they're thinking this game's going to go over. But I'm going to make a case for the under. I'm going to make a case for a lot of unders in the postseason. You guys know runs have just been hard to come by. And if the Blue Jays don't have Bo Bichette today, that's big-time trouble for them. I think the Blue Jays offense will have a lot of trouble if Bo Bichette isn't in the lineup. Now, didn't get an official word that he was listed as out, but they said if he can't do everything he needs to do, he's not going to play. Dave Schneider did say that. So, like I said, we'll see what happens as far as with Bichette. But either way, Bichette's been out for quite a while. So even in his first game back, I wouldn't expect him to hit the ground running in his first game back anyway. But like I said, it's looking like Bichette will be out for the early part of this series. Like I said, we'll see the developments from that. But they have been pretty bad without him in the lineup. They're 20th in WRC plus versus righty pitching over the last 30 games. This offense really has been struggling without him in the lineup. And like I said, if he does come back, it might be still trouble for them. Just given that it'll be his first game back, him finding his form again would be kind of tough. And we got 2 pretty fine starters here going today that I have a lot of confidence in. I love Kevin Gausman, particularly versus the Yankees. He's posted a 3.59 ERA and a 1.06 whip this season. But his last 3 starts versus the Yankees, he's been fantastic. He's 2-0 with a 1.80 ERA, which we'd love to see that. That's really solid. Luis Gil for the Yankees, 3-0, 2.84 ERA, 1.26 whip for the Yankees over those last 7 starts. So I love seeing that as well. I think this is a great spot for an under. I think the runs are going to be pretty hard to come by here. As I said, both teams would like to get length from the starters, but if these guys struggle for whatever reason, you will see the bullpens used, just like in any game. There's a little bit of a shorter leash in the postseason. Now, early in the series, I feel like they give a little more leeway to the starters, but in general, obviously, this is the postseason, so you're all in. All hands on deck, as they would say. So, but I really do like the under here, guys. I think we got a great chance here today. So, love it there for number 4 pick. We got the under 7.5 runs in the Yankees-Blue Jays game. We got plus 115 odds on ESPN Bet. And then, of course, for the Sweep Parlay, guys, which is plus 1446 odds on DraftKings, risking a 1/10 of a unit here. As always, you guys know the drill. But make about 1.5 units on this one. Which would obviously be fantastic if we could pull that off today. We got a lot more straight plays, right? We're just trying to get some winners. We're trying to get to the window and make some money today and not getting too over-aggressive. And like I said, we did change up our style, so hopefully that pays dividends here today. So appreciate you guys as always. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe. Check out all of our other videos here going around the channel. Keep in mind our NFL Best Bets video coming out at noon. Later today, so noon Eastern time. It'll be Best Bets NFL Week 5. I will cover all the 1 and 4 o'clock games. So appreciate you guys as always. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will check you guys all next time. Peace out.